What's up, YouTube? Nathan back with another video presentation. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody's staying safe. Happy Friday. Before we get into the video, I just want to say welcome. Hope I had a great week. There's a few things I need to say up front. In today's, this was episode 6 of Big Nate Talk Podcast. Again, I appreciate the support that I've been getting on the channel so far. My previous video that just went up was on Nneka Team USA. That's going to be a revisited topic. That's going to be the first topic I want to talk about. A couple things that are clear. This channel is all about having a conversation. I'm all about being diverse in thinking and challenging each other's thoughts. And I got a couple responses that were very challenging and to get each other thinking. But let me get into Nneka revisit. So I did a video on Nneka Team USA being snubbed from Team USA once again for the second year in a row. And some of the feedback that I had gotten, one particular person, a really nice guy, shout out, I believe his name was Adam. Shout out to him. There was another person. My biggest point in that video was simple. You know, we're not taking shine away from Tina Charles, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Skylar Diggins, Ariel Atkins, Chelsea Gray. But I'm looking at someone like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, for example. This is their 5th Olympic appearance together. Okay? They're kind of in that what have you done for me lately stage. And it's not a slight on them, but when do we give players like Nneka, Candace, an example, another Natasha Cloud, an opportunity? There is favoritism there. There is politics. And my point is that we got to continue. We have to call it out because, unfortunately, see now you kind of created this divide, this hatred towards. Let me not say hatred. Now there's this uncomfortability where some people will go, no, I'm not going to participate in that. Now, I don't know what Nneka and Candace Parker's futures respectively going to be like in the next 4 years. I don't know. But I think it was completely I like the response, the views I got on that video. Check it out if you haven't already. I would like, the one person, again, and it's not a slight on her, it would have to be Nafisa Collier. Because, again, I know she's Rookie of the Year, but she's still a baby in this league. Ariel Atkins, I'm going to give a shout out to Sports Streams Network. He made a video, and I was a little mind-boggled by it, but he said that I'll leave that video in the description for y'all to see. But it was a interesting video. I don't have Sports Streams Network is a pretty cool guy. Shout out to him. So I just wanted to revisit that topic. I'm going to transition to a little quick baseball. The Baltimore Orioles tonight snapped a 6-game losing streak. Yes. Beat the Blue Jays 6-5 in extra innings. Your winning pitcher is Paul Fry and Cody Sulser got the save number 2. Saucedo blew the save, and Tyler Thornton took the loss. Better. The pitching could be better. Matt Harvey, 5 innings and 2 batters, gave up 6 hits, struck out 2, gave up 3 runs. Dylan Tate pitched an inning and a batter, walked 2, gave up 2 runs. Excuse me. The pitching just needs to get better. I know Alex Wells, who's one of our top prospects, was called up after Dean Kramer's disgraceful performance yesterday. So they will play the Blue Jays again tomorrow afternoon, if I'm saying that right. That's game 3. So they're now 2-15. They were doing so well in the beginning of the month of June. They were 5-1. I don't really understand what happened. So, they play tomorrow. You see who's starting. Keegan Akins, 0-3 with an ERA of 6.2. I go up against Roy, 6-4 with an ERA of 3.2. So, yeah, John Means is still out with a shoulder, and then Bruce Irvin's out with an arm. So the 10-day disabled list, and then Valdez is on the 10-day disabled list. So Baltimore is down some pitchers, but this is an opportunity where they got to prove to Brandon Hyde. Guys got to step it up. I want to do a quick transition. I want to play a quick video. I'm pretty sure it's, and y'all have seen it. It's not viral. Max Scherzer, and this is a definite black eye. I really think Major League Baseball needs to take an L on this. This constant checking pitchers for foreign substances. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you. Welcome. So just watch this, and this was very disgusting to watch. So just some background. So according to Joe Girardi, who's the manager for the Philadelphia Phillies, he noticed Max kept doing this with his hair, and he consistently wanted him checked for that. So here it is. Just disgusting. I just wanted to show that clip. Just disgusting to watch, and unfortunately, I really don't understand what it's going to take for y'all to see this. This was disgusting to watch. To see Max Scherzer, who's a future Hall of Famer, literally was really going to take his pants off just to show that he had nothing. But it just lets me know that Major League Baseball is taking the L. I'm not a fan of basketball, so I can't relate what you're talking. It's okay. Just sit back and enjoy the stream. You're going to enjoy it tonight. I promise you. So it's not just him that's gotten checked. It's multiple pitchers. But again, this is just Rob Manfred. He's just done a horrible job as a commissioner of baseball. Clayton Kershaw came out and said he didn't like it. Sergio Ramos did the same exact thing. I don't really know what they're going to get at with this foreign substance check. It's disgusting, and it makes Major League Baseball look bad. And those two, and right there with Max last night. But it's baseball. I thought it was basketball. Oh no, I'm talking about baseball right now, but I'm gonna transition to basketball in a little bit. It was very disgusting to watch, and I'm really disappointed in Major League Baseball. Definitely took an L. We're going to transition into basketball, WNBA. Really upset. The Los Angeles Sparks defeated the Washington Mystics. I was very, very disappointed. The Washington Mystics just came off to me, what felt like a playoff game. They let the Sparks win this game. And I told you guys in the many times I made on videos on the Mystics so far, you've got to be consistent with shooting. Theresa Plaisance played 31 minutes, 3 of 12 from the field. Ariel Atkins, offensively another bad game, 3 of 14. 1 of 6 from, 1 of 5 from 3. Leilani Mitchell and Tina Charles, and then, we're really only 2 consistent scorers. They led this with 25 and 26 respectively. See, this is what's going to hurt the Mystics is inconsistency. Is inconsistent with the shooting, and on top of that, they turned the ball over 20 times. compared to the Sparks 12. Like your leading scorer, like until like Tia Cooper, she has a green light, but Amanda Zari B, she played it, had to play against Brittany Griner, then Tina Charles. She had 17. You had someone named Carly Samuelson. Like she's not really in the scouting report, and she was 5 of 5 from 3, had 13. Brittany Sykes, she had 14 points. So like little mistakes like that are going to hurt the Mystics. And again, they're short. Natasha Cloud's out, Maisha Hines-Allen's out, and then on top of that, Megan Gustafsson, she's new. Sydney Weiss is still coming back off an injury, and then Stella Johnson hasn't played. So the bulk of your minutes are coming from Leilani, Ariel, and Tina right at the moment. But Ariel Atkins, I believe she'll get it together. I think it's just all shooters just go through it. But that last like 5-6 minutes was very hard to watch, and the Sparks won, and the Mystics got to get together. So we're now 500 apiece, 7-7 on the year. We're fifth seed. Still Chicago, since now Candace Parker's returned, and now 9-7. I still stick by my prediction. I still think there'll be a 5th, 6th seed at best. I'm going to excuse me. I'm going to go on a limb and say that the champion. How you doing? Good to see you. Can I drop my link? I'll have a premiere entertaining the Philippines. Sure, you can do that. I'm fine. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that the Phoenix Mercury do not make the playoffs this year. That's a stretch, but Diana Taurasi's coming off an injury, and then on top of that, I don't know. The Sparks are kind of going. The Mercury kind of going through a little funk, but yeah, man, like the Mystics had it. They had it. So we played the Dallas. Oh, excuse me. Is that it? And on top of that, this is a team that came off losing to the Liberty. So the biggest thing is turnovers, because the Sparks will take advantage of those turnovers. Trust and believe that. So next game, we play the Dallas Wings tomorrow. Yeesh. So that's going to be on CBS. That's going to be actually a good game to watch. And then Tuesday we're back home against Connecticut, and then that Saturday we go to Brooklyn, face the Liberty. So that should be like a little pre 4th of July game. I'll enjoy that for sure. So I'm going to transition next back, and I'm going to transition to the WNBA. I got a special guest joining me at this time, Mr. Elliot Tensley.
My man.
Welcome, sir. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good brother right here. This man is knowledgeable, really knowledgeable. I learned, a couple things from him. Very wise, very respectful. I looked him up like a big brother. So he kicks my ass sometimes in debates, but that's okay.
Oh no. Train, not kick. Train. It's different.
There you go. Train. There you go. For sure.
All about perspective. All about perspective.
Yes. So we're going to transition to the NBA. The Los Angeles Clippers won a really important game 3. I was really, really disappointed to see how this game was. I thought it was going to be close like game 2. Elliot, I'll just say this in game 2. I think with the Suns, I'll take it this way. With the Clippers, if Paul George doesn't miss those 2 free throws, I think it's a different game.
Yes.
But the lineup that Ty had out there, we had Zubas and DeMarcus Cousins at the same time. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
you got to be able to match that speed.
Exactly. Very good point. You got to match that speed for sure. I'm looking at Chris Paul, Devin Booker. Very disappointing. Devin Booker, 5 of 21 from the field.
That's his worst. That's his worst game in his career.
Yes, it is. And 1 of 7 from 3. Chris Paul, 5 of 19, 26% from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, and both had a combined 30 points. And then Cameron Payne went down with that ankle injury.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt for sure because he definitely stepped it up in game 2.
Yeah.
Aiden Crowder. Well, Crowder had 9 points, but Crowder, Mikal Bridges, I actually like him kind of starting, honestly. And Cameron Johnson. I mean, everyone did their part. It really was just Chris Paul and
Booker.
And Booker.
The game, right? This is how I see it. That game I call bread and butter. Whoever did their bread and butter won that game.
Yep.
Clippers, straight up defense. They just want to defend. That's it. They say, you know what? We're going to play 3 guards at the 1, 2, and the 3, and we're just going to defend. We're going to get into them.
Yep.
And Terrence Mann is on fire right now. He earned himself a new contract.
He did. Not just him, Reggie Jackson too.
Reggie Jackson too. Yes. Yeah. So
now, let me ask you this question because this lineup Ty had in Game 6 and Game 7 against Dallas, where he had Batum, Reggie Jackson. Why did he not have that lineup in game? Why did he not have that lineup in Game 2 against Phoenix? Why would he have Zubats and DeMarcus?
I don't know why he had DeMarcus up there. I guess he was trying to use the size to try to control Ayton.
For sure.
But Zubac outplayed Ayton in that last game.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, he had a double-double in the first half. I was surprised.
Yeah, the only thing is that it's that screen. And I'm surprised, again, communication is key, especially on a play like that. But you switch off everything.
Switch off everything. And, I mean, Pat Bev, man, he got on book. That really was the difference. And I think it was more so what the Clippers did, more so than what the Suns didn't do, because the Suns kind of like played their game.
Yep.
The biggest difference was Chris Paul coming back slowed them down.
Yep. Yeah, the momentum.
Yeah, it really slowed them down, slowed their pace down. He takes a little more dribbles than everybody else.
Yep. And
he was rusty. But that's why I say, man, that game, that was a bread and butter game. Who's going to do that bread and butter better? Period.
Well, I think, and again, and of course, we all know Devin Booker's going to have a better shooting game than he did, last night. But I think I would have had Cameron Payne starting, personally, and had Chris Paul come off the bench.
Yeah, and Chris, he would have been open to that. But do you really want?
We got a comment. What the hell's going on here, Elliot?
Huh?
Cameron, shout out to Cameron.
Oh, here we go.
Cameron, what's up, man?
Cam, please, leave me alone, please. Not now. I'm on camera. All right, I don't want people to see me cussing and all that, please. But no, you can't. I mean, I understand you could have had Payne off of the bench. I mean, starting. But do you really want Chris Paul coming off the bench?
No, you don't, because you want to have your foot on their throat,
right?
And what you're trying to win, you're trying to get this series won now. Right. So,
and he got his looks. He just missed shots.
Yeah, for sure.
But
definitely.
But him coming back really affected their pace. I could tell that their pace was definitely affected.
Definitely affected. Do you think Cameron Payne he's going to be out Game 4?
I don't know. What's the report on that? I don't think so.
Well, they haven't said. I haven't heard anything yet. But the way he came down on that ankle, and he looks like he will be. He's probable.
I don't know. I don't know what's going. I don't know what it is about these Clippers, man. They just keep getting breaks after break after break.
Well, I try to tell you guys, Cameron, I think my coaching motivations work. They got to go in there. Game 3, 4, 5, and 6, and it worked. And it's worked these first two series. So, and again, I think it's just something about Ty Lue, man. Like we got to give him props.
Yeah, and see, we have a coach that's willing to change it up. You trust him.
Yep.
Because if it's not my time now, it might be my time down the road.
Yep, for sure.
Because he's not gonna just sit on the lineup.
No, and you see there's with the Clipper team with Doc Rivers last year and this year, they trust Ty.
Yeah. You know why? Because he ain't playing along to get along. Remember, I was telling you before we got on a little while ago, like Doc Rivers is, he's a great coach. He's likable, but being likable can be your gift as well as your curse. Ty Lue don't care. Hey, Pat Bev, go ahead and sit down, man. We don't need you right now. Hey, Rondo, yeah. We need you to come out. He don't care who you are.
Good point.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man.
Well, and then on top of that, I the only thing with Doc Rivers, I got to give him a pass because of what happened in Orlando. He didn't have Grant Hill.
Okay, Orlando was eons ago at this point. You gotta come on now. You gotta give us something. You can't. Okay, you had the big three: Paul Pierce and them, KG, official, great. You were in LA for what was that? 8 years?
Yep.
You didn't get to a conference finals.
That's fair.
And you had the talent. Now, granted, people can get in their own way. Divas happen. But you got to get them to at least the conference finals. At least. All that talent he had, Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams, come on now. It's just no way. No way.
Injuries too. Yeah, good point, Cameron. Well,
yeah. Injuries, that is true. Chris Paul does stay hurt.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Yeah, good point. So what do you think? What happens in game 4? Who wins?
I got the Clippers, man.
Same.
This 2-1. Oh no, what is it?
It's 2-1.
Yeah, this 2-1 feels like a 2-2.
It does. And it made it feel like a 2-2.
It feels
definitely.
Like a 2-2. So
yeah.
You'll have to come work. It's really going to go. I'm not the biggest Devin Booker fan. People say he's a star, a superstar. I don't think so. But if he's what people say he is, it's his time now. You can't get shut down by.
No, the Kawhi probably won't be back until if they make the finals. Because he was it's a reach, but we don't really know what's really up with that injury. I know he was in the stands with his son.
Yeah, I think he got it's an ACL, right?
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's how bad is it a tear? Is it a full blown tear? What is? We don't know.
No, he's out. Then they just said they just reported earlier today he's out for game 4. So that means either I don't think it's a tear. Mm-mm. Yeah, he I can show the play real quick, and we're going to transition into the Milwaukee Bucks defeating the Atlanta Hawks tonight. It was a really bad blowout.
I told you it was going to be a blowout, though. I knew it was going to be.
You did say that.
At least 12 points.
Okay, so this was the play. Yeah, Cameron, I agree. Everyone's getting injured. Unfortunately, these guys knew the risk. They're playing 10 games less than what they were playing before last year. I understand with the bubble and things like that. So this was the play, ladies and gentlemen, where Kawhi Leonard suffered that right knee injury. So he's right there. You can't see it. But I think he stepped. I just think he stepped wrong. So he's walking just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more of a sprain.
It looked at first. It looked they bumped knees.
It did.
I'm gonna be honest, man. He don't be that hurt.
No, but
You think he be that
it
hurt?
was an awkward step though.
Like, I think he's one of these guys where once he gets, if he feels a little something, he puts himself out the game.
Yeah, good
Like,
point.
I think he's a little overly cautious, but who am I to say?
Good point.
I can't tell a man what to do or how he feels. But to me, come on, man.
Good point. Good
Come on,
point.
man. But then again, everybody's pain thresholds is different. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And again, like I said, I understand what LeBron was trying to say in that tweet, but I'm not going to mention the WNBA because the WNBA they play 36 games here and then go overseas. So and they got to play year round. Like Breonna Stewart 1 year tore her Achilles overseas. Like that can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So LeBron, I understand, but think of and they make less money than you. So
and LeBron, that's big bro, but he was being opportunistic. That's all.
Yeah, for sure.
That's an opportune comment to make.
Yeah, I agree. No, you're 100% right. We got the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. They defeated the Atlanta Hawks. Game 2. It's a really big game. The crowd was wild. They needed to win this game tonight. It was a really much needed win to me. I think especially how they came out defensively against Atlanta. Brooke Lopez, Bobby Portis played a lot better on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes. They communicated.
Not to go off topic. Yes, we will talk about that, Cameron. We'll talk about that a little later. A little soon. We'll talk about that soon. But the biggest thing is with Trae Young, and I've said this about Steph Curry, Damian Lillard. You got to make either a passer or a shooter. You can't make them do both.
Mm-hmm.
And like tonight, Trae shot 6 of 16 from the field and 1 of 8 from 3. So I mean,
this is what he does, and that's the only reason why I never called him like elite, because he does this. He does that 1 for 8, 2 for 10, 2 for 9 type of. He does this all the time.
Yep,
all the time. So it's hard to call him elite when. I mean, granted, he makes it when it counts, but those in between moments, it's like, whoa, what's going on? If you don't have other guys to clean up his misses, it gets tricky.
Yep,
it gets really, really, really tricky. So,
okay, Cameron says Harden does the same thing.
What Harden did that? Okay, look up James Harden's field goal percentage. Look up Trae Young's field goal percentage. They're not the same. It's not the same. That box score looks funny in the light. It's not the same.
Do you know that Kevin Huerter, John Collins,
shout out to Maryland, by the way.
Like they had a negative third. Like Huerter had a negative 31 point turnover difference, like a negative 31. John Collins negative 33. Like this Hawk team, like they got shook.
There was a lot of one-on-one on the night, and this is their introduction. Welcome to the conference finals. Bucks have been in wars before.
Yeah, good point.
They haven't won a war, but they know the level that you got to be at.
Yeah, good point. I mean, other than Trae, John Collins had 11. Gallinari had 12. Cam Reddish had 11. Everybody else was.
I think Brooke Lopez had what? How many he had? How many he had? I know he had
Brooke
like
Lopez 16. He made 3 pointers.
Yeah, and when he made them, it was in a lot of was it 2 threes or 3 threes in the first quarter, which kept them at bay.
Good point.
People they bypass that first quarter, but sometimes those little points, that 9 points he got, really subdued Atlanta to never get a rhythm.
Better get a rhythm for sure. Cameron says Trae 42, Harden 44. What's your point?
Bro, what I'm saying to bro. They're not the same. They're not the same. I don't know why he had this vendetta against James Harden. I don't know what it is. They're not the
PJ
same.
Tucker had 1 point tonight. My God.
Jeez.
Just one. Well, I mean, he gave me 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. So,
Yeah.
and two,
Yeah. And he's out there for rebounds and steals.
yeah, I mean, he's a defensive purpose guy. So, I think also too, Giannis. I think he has to learn. He like when he shoots threes, that really like he gives like if he's going to be a 3-point shooter, he needs to work on that in the offseason. It's like every time he just takes a 3, like he dominates more of in the box in the post because guys can't stop him.
Man, I don't care with nobody. Empty calories. That's what I call them. Empty calories. Yeah, he fills the stat sheet up, but
empty calories.
If he's not front running, if it's not a blowout or a clear win.
Good point. And Chris Middleton too's got to pick his game up. I know he had 6 of 13 from the field tonight, 2 of 7 from 3. I know he had a bad game 1 too. So I'm sure he'll pick it up.
Everybody just played better.
Yeah,
the defense was better. You can tell that they were talking to each other. Yeah, Giannis out the gate aggressive. That's
the key. Giannis comes out the gates. It's no looking back.
He had a spin move on. He put a spin move on Capella.
That was really nice. I saw that.
I said, yeah, it's over. That's game.
Tucker defensive player. Yep.
I knew how to get
a better team when they move the ball. They're not an ISO. Yeah, exactly, yep. Cameron. They move the ball way better.
Way better. In Atlanta, they play a lot of one-on-one ball.
They do.
They play a lot of one ball.
And see, this is where Philadelphia should have really this is what we expected from the Sixers. This is what we expected from the Sixers.
I'm not speaking on Cam's boy. You know, that's Cam's boy. That's Cam's. You know.
Well, we are going to transition into Ben Simmons again, real quick. I did a video on Ben Simmons. I did a rant. If you had not already checked that out, me personally, I think it can be fixed. I just don't really see at this point in a guy's career you trading him. I don't think is creates more of a problem, not a solution, because it's like you're trying to bandage a wound that's infected, and instead of trying to fix the problem, it's easy. Now, Scottie Pippen came out, and we'll get into Scottie Pippen in a minute. Blaming Doc Rivers, setting him up to fail. Let me read that quote. He needs to learn how to utilize his teams. He has to know how to set up his teammates to be better. That's it. As great as he is, there is a cap to his talent. He could have easily made that 3, killed him in regulation. We wouldn't have been talking about this. But I knew going to overtime he wasn't going to make it. I'm sorry, this is about Durant. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I was about to say, wait a minute, I'm getting lost. But
I'm sorry. That's on Durant. I'm trying to find the one we talked about Doc Rivers.
But with Ben,
here we go. Okay. So he's still a good basketball player. That's his weakness, shooting the basketball. If you take that away from Ben Simmons, he's got no weakness. That's Giannis' weakness too. But Giannis doesn't mind being humiliated. That's the difference between him and Ben Simmons. Giannis will go to the free throw line and shoot 2 fucking air balls and come right down the court the next time and dunk on you. If Ben Simmons misses a free throw, he's going to start passing it before he gets to the free throw line or on the other end. He didn't even want to cross half court with the basketball because he's so afraid of being humiliated and get to the foul line.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. But see, again, that's where I'm looking at Ben Simmons for MVP. This is where you set him down with a sports. You have an intervention. Doc, Elton Brand, Daryl Morey. You sit down with a sports psychiatrist and ask him what's going on, because we shouldn't be 5 years into a guy's career and we're seeing these problems. Because if that's the case, why did? Well, and again, and this is where I blame. What was the GM? Sam Hinkie. Why'd you draft him? You drafted him based on talent.
You want a therapist?
Who, me?
I'm saying you want him to have a therapist, right?
A sports psychiatrist.
I'm sorry. Okay. So Benjamin Franklin isn't okay. I'm just nothing. Forget I said anything. Go ahead.
No, make your point. Go ahead.
So Benjamin Franklin isn't good enough. Okay.
You talking about the
Not
money he's making?
winning Rookie of the Year when you didn't deserve it really wasn't good enough. Being called the possibly the next LeBron James isn't good. Okay, all right. I'm just
No,
that's not
Elliot,
enough.
Elliot, you're preaching to the choir.
And look right. And look right. So look right. Words have power, right?
Yep.
So when we say, I'm very afraid of the word fix because fix implies that he's built a certain type of way. He's just not built that certain type of way. The expectation has to be changed on that man. Period. You're not that guy.
Fair.
You're not that guy. You either.
But I mean, can we say that for half the guys that have been drafted? Let's say the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the difference is the expectation is different.
So was the expectation different when Markelle Fultz was drafted?
Yes. They didn't treat him the same. He didn't get the Ben Simmons rollout.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think the expectation was when Anthony Bennett was drafted by the Cavaliers?
That's a nasty pick. He had a little hype, but it still wasn't. But see, Ben Simmons showed more promise than he did anyway. So it's kind of different.
Sure.
But when we say fix, man, that is just he can't. You either gonna be about your business or you're not.
Fair. Good point.
Expectation has to be okay. You shown that you're not that guy. Therefore, like I told you earlier, sit Tobias Harris down and say, "Look, man, we're gonna need you to." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, okay, turn up for us.
Well, Tobias Harris is will give you 20 plus a night. So yeah. I think really, I mean, he really disappointed me though in that series. Because we said a couple of years ago he's an all-star.
Yeah.
So
definitely, his mental discipline. He's not. His IQ isn't that high. So
it's not.
His shot selection and things like that isn't there. But at this point, you got to offset Ben. Ben don't even want to do nothing. So you have to. You got to make things happen. But I don't think that they should trade him. No, they shouldn't trade him.
No, they shouldn't. I really feel like either you put him in his natural position, or you really just get him in the gym and just work. I mean, you can see. This is criticism. This is constructive criticism. When we're talking, these are things that a player like of his caliber should already been proven on. We shouldn't have this conversation every year because at some point I'll put it like this analogy. We're in a relationship, for example, right? Mm-hmm. And you with the girl, vice versa, and they go behind your back cheating on you with the same person. They go, baby, I'm gonna change. I promise I'm gonna change. 5 years later, they still doing the same shit. So excuse my language, but at the end of the day,
even then, they don't even know they need to change.
Exactly.
Does he know he needs to be fixed? Does he know it's a problem? He might not even think it's a problem. Oh yeah, I should have just took the dump. He might be thinking he's all right. I don't know.
Well, I want to share this real quick clip. This is pretty. I'm with Charles Barkley on this one about these guys today in the NBA. So y'all just take a quick listen.
Interesting. Well, first of all, listen. It's interesting about all these young guys today. They never calling us and say, "Hey, thanks for the kind word and telling me how great a player I am." Mm-hmm. But when they play like crap and we call them out, we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, I'm easy to find. I've always said he's a hell of a player. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be one of the greatest ever. If he can stay healthy, the verdict's still out on that. But I get sick of these guys complaining. These young guys, they never call us and say, when I bragged about him and Ben Simmons a few years ago, saying they're going to be the future of the NBA, you can call me, hey, Charles, thanks for the kind words. But listen, I'm going to criticize guys if they deserve it. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
Happy Mother.
Okay, I just wanted to play that quick part because I'm pretty sure I'm like him. I'm going to criticize Ben Simmons on the court. If he's not playing well and they don't like it, tough. It's a fact.
That's it.
It's a fact.
You don't like it? Go get in the gym.
Exactly. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. We're going to transition into Scottie Pippen. Let me give some comments. I think Scottie Pippen was a great basketball player, top 50. I do think, this is just my personal opinion. I don't hate Scottie Pippen. I just don't respect him as a person. I don't really I don't have respect for him. I just think, me personally, I think he's responsible. Him and Michael Jordan. Y'all can debate me about this all you want to. In my personal opinion, I think they both had to do with Isaiah and Magic Johnson not being friends for so long. Spreading those rumors about the HIV thing. That's just my opinion.
Nathan, you don't have a premise though.
I'm telling you, look at if you Google Magic Johnson Isaiah Thomas interview, they talked about it. That's why Isaiah and Magic didn't talk for so long, because Magic was under this assumption that it was Isaiah that spread those rumors, and it wasn't.
So you saying that when it was time for the Dream Team, was that before or after? Was the Dream Team before or after he came out with HIV?
It was before.
Damn. So never mind. But you think Jordan and Pippen say, "Hey, yeah, Magic, he the one that's spreading rumors."
Because think about it, they the Pistons and the Bulls hated each other.
Yeah.
Like, I think to this day,
it's not far fetched though. It's not far fetched.
I mean, that's just my opinion, and then also too, Scottie, I mean, I'm not gonna get into his ex-wife. I did a video on her a long time ago. I ain't gonna get on that one.
Hey, so leave my aunt. Hey, I know my aunt fine, man. Leave my aunt alone, man.
But I'm a fan of Scottie Jr. out of Vanderbilt. He's gonna be a good player in the NBA. I'm a fan of Scottie Jr.
I haven't seen him play.
You gotta check some of his highlights. He's a good little ball player.
I haven't seen him play. Scottie, I don't know what this book. He must really need this book to sell, because I don't know, the stuff he's been saying is just like
it's out of pocket.
It's like, what are you doing?
So here I have you here on Yahoo Sports, and I'll leave this in the description for y'all to see. So this is what he was saying about Kevin Durant's weakness, and keep in mind, y'all, Kevin Durant is a two-time champion, is an MVP, arguably one of the best shooters in the game.
He's MVP, yeah. I don't know about a champion, but he's MVP. Go ahead.
Stop being disrespectful, please. And here's Scottie Pippen, who, when Michael Jordan retired to go play baseball for 2 seasons, didn't get the Bulls to the finals. But we're talking about Kevin Durant had weaknesses. I mean, I remember
on top of the fact he was trying to make it seem like, he was just as good as Jordan, which is just like, what are you?
That's he's smoking something. Like, I believe that first year when Jordan was gone, he averaged 22 a game, but they lost to the Knicks.
Right.
So
Jordan ain't losing to the Knicks.
But see, and here's the thing though. Scottie Pippen, after they broke up that 3P team, he went to go play with Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley, and we all know that and again, Scottie Pippen a lot of lip. I ain't seen no bite. I mean, he like to really talk big. He got a big talk, but my thing is, you went to Houston and you didn't play that well. You actually alienated the team. So we can make a case that you were trying to ring chase with Olajuwon after breaking up that team. And then when you went to Portland, you got swept by Kobe and Shaq.
Swept. Now, granted, right? I will say this. He is correct when he says the sentiment of what he's saying about Durant not being LeBron is correct. But how can you criticize? You can't criticize what Kevin Durant did.
You cannot do that. And that makes no sense. That's like criticizing Bill Russell.
There's not. And when he took those teams to the conference finals, he had help. It wasn't like he was doing what Durant was doing.
Exactly. He had Luke Longley, Kukoc. He had help. So, and here's the thing, though. Brooklyn, see, Game 6, Durant, he carried that team by himself. He dropped down there a 50-piece.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you come into Game 7 and let the all on the floor for 53 minutes.
Yeah.
When you got James Harden, who played all right, but the others around him, Joe Harris,
Where was he at? Where
exactly.
was Harris at?
You know, Blake Griffin had a double-double that game. Mike James. I mean, like, Brooklyn knows what they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, Kyrie Irving wasn't there. Now, Elliot, keep in mind, I'm going to play a clip for first take today.
Oh, boy. What happened?
You got to see this. Now, and again, when you win a championship, I'm just under this notion that you don't win. You can win you can be successful when you got the best players, but when you have others around you, like look at Giannis. Giannis has Drew Holiday, P.J. Tucker, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis. Those are others. When you just have Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, you're top heavy. That's what hurt in my personal opinion, Elliot, that's what hurt the Heat and we lost to the Spurs in that championship game when LeBron was there.
You had to bring that up, but I understand.
I'm just giving an example. Just top.
You got to bring that up, man. We know LeBron lost, man.
No, I'm just saying it was just top. It was a top heavy roster.
I'm teasing you, Nathan. I'm teasing.
I know.
Kevin Durant needs.
So here's a clip from first take today.
To win a title.
He needs more help.
Everybody needs help to win
but
a
he
title.
needs more than LeBron.
Everybody. Even a great Bill Russell had help.
Of course.
Even a great Magic Johnson.
Well, everyone needs help to win a
Stephen A.
title. But look, the bottom line is this. KD was on a team with help in OKC. He couldn't get past the Warriors. LeBron could, right? So KD went to the Warriors, who gave him more help than any superstar ever had.
Yeah, well, watch this response. Listen to this.
KD needs more help than LeBron. Isn't that
I got stuff that I want to get to. So I'm talking about not statements. I got questions. So I need quick answers from you, Max. I know it's almost impossible, but try. I need quick answers from you because I got several questions, okay? Could KD
watch it. Watch this, Elliot.
The title in Cleveland with Kyrie and Kevin Love?
No, he'd have lost to the Warriors.
Lost to the Warriors? Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant with Kyrie and Kevin Love.
He had Russell Westbrook and Serge Ibaka.
Okay, now Elliot, I'm gonna pause real quick. Now, do you think he would have won with Kyrie and Kevin Love? Yes or no? Be honest.
I mean, he probably would have. He probably would have won. They would have won it in probably about the same fashion as LeBron won.
Okay, that's fair.
Honestly, because LeBron, like that Kevin Love, that's just a name to me. His impact wasn't crazy.
But my question is, where is Scottie Pippen getting his? He won a ring without help. Are we talking about last year in the bubble, or we're talking about when he beat Golden State, where Draymond was he couldn't play in game 6?
Probably that second. If anything, that second championship with the Heat, because they had a lot of injuries. Like right after that Mavs.
The Mavs series, the Mavs was a great NBA Finals in my personal opinion.
You said what?
That was a good NBA Finals matchup.
Yeah, it was. I wish they could do it over again.
Yeah, I wish. But here's we're going to continue to play. Here's the next question.
To that Warriors team that had Clay, Steph, and Draymond.
And Iguodala. Yeah.
And Iguodala. KD would have lost to them?
Yeah, I think so. He did lose to them. He did lose to them.
No. I said KD with Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Well, I'll put it another way. Give
LeBron
James. I gave you your answer.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live
Now,
streaming,
he also said in that clip, Anthony Davis and
Kevin
Durant. What do you think?
I think so. I think so. I think LeBron. I mean, see, the notion is all wrong, but I guess the result is the same for the most part. But I don't think that Kevin Durant is in LeBron James's realm. But I mean, he would still win, but it ain't gonna look the same.
But see, my thing is though, when Pippen comes out and made these comments where he needs to learn how to utilize his teams. He has to learn how to set up his teammates better. That's it. As great as he is, there's a cap to his talent. He could have easily made that three, killed him in regulation. We wouldn't have to be talking about this.
His foot
was on the line.
Because he thought it was a three. He shot it for it to be a three.
Exactly.
His foot was on the line. And then you can't ask, just because it's like, okay, just because he doesn't do what LeBron does, that's just not what he's asked to do.
Yep.
He's not asked to do that. So what do you mean? He had 12. He had a triple-double.
Well, and again, I think this is just pure hatred against Kevin Durant, in my opinion, because, and then here it is, and then he goes, he was taking all the shots. You done played well the whole game, bro, and they got these guys physically wearing you down. You're going to lose. But again, at the end of the day, how can you make that statement when you got Landry Shamet, Joe Harris, Jeff Green?
Who you passing the ball to?
Who you passing the ball to?
And they not and it's not like they were playing on all cylinders, that everybody was hitting shots. Everybody was big.
Exactly. No. I mean, like there. And then watch this. Then he goes, KD can score better than LeBron. Probably always been able to. But has he surpassed LeBron? Nah. He tried to beat the Milwaukee Bucks instead of utilizing his team. Utilizing what? See, this is where Scottie Pippen loses me.
But look right. When Jordan was helping was winning for him, he had nothing to say.
No, he didn't, and that's what pisses me off. So
crazy,
you see what I'm saying? LeBron James would have figured out how to beat them, and he wouldn't have been exhausted, and he may not have taken the last shot. But LeBron ain't KD. KD ain't LeBron. KD's a shooter, scorer, but doesn't have what LeBron has. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I have this. Like, why can we not just say LeBron James is a great player, Kevin Durant is a great basketball player? Why can we? I don't understand why we compare these guys. Just say
he's not wrong. It's just the context in which he's putting it is just disingenuous. It's like you're trying to put somebody else down to bring somebody else up. You don't have to do that. I don't even like Durant like that. There's no way you can say it's nothing. You can't say anything bad about that man right now. No, you can't. You can't say anything bad about Kevin Durant. He had them a half a step away from being going to
the conference finals, and then Mr. Teabags, shout out to him. But if KD, this is his Twitter, would have had that three at the end, his foot was on the line, y'all wouldn't be having this conversation there, right? Miss me with it. Thank you. That's
a Snapple top fact.
Exactly. And then Kevin Durant respond, didn't the great Scottie Pippen refuse to go in the game for the last second shot because he was in his feelings of coach? I'm assuming it's Phil. You have to play for a better shooter. It's probably Steve Kerr or Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
He also missed Game 7 for a migraine. Nothing but a soft-ass clown. Same thing. It's funny. It's the same thing. If you remember a couple years ago, George Karl wrote a book, called out Melo, Kenyon Martin, J.R. Smith. This is all just to get his book out there, just to get sales up. That's all. And again, like I said, Scottie Pippen's he needs to really take himself a look in the mirror, honestly. I just don't. These comments were out of pocket.
I mean, Scottie Pippen literally did probably the worst thing that you could do in sports. That's have a coach write something up and you sit down because you don't agree with it.
Exactly.
That's literally probably the worst teammate thing that you could possibly do in a game.
And that's a Cardinal son of basketball too.
Yeah,
Last time I checked.
There's nothing else you can. I'm trying to think what possibly could you do worse as a player or a teammate than that. It's nothing.
You see, that makes you look like a bag of sour grapes.
Yeah, and
so you're putting yourself before the team.
Yeah, and when it was time for it, what did Jordan do? Hey, I'll pass me the ball, hit the shot.
Hit the shot.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
It's crazy.
We're going to transition away from Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen can kiss my ass. So we're going to go into Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle was hired today by the Indiana Pacers. It was a 4-year deal. I believe it's worth $29 million. I like this hiring. I'm disappointed. I'm saying that it's a 4-year deal. It might be worth $29 million. Let me just look at Yahoo.
They'll be in the playoffs next year. Watch.
I mean, they got Callis LeVert, Miles Turner.
What's the other kid name?
Sabonis.
Yeah, Sabonis.
They got some talent. Me personally, Elliot, and you and I were having this conversation earlier today. Him leaving Dallas, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Something happened.
Something happened between him, Mark, and Luka.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think something probably happened between him and Luka, and he didn't get the response that he wanted from Mark.
Yep.
So he said, you know what? Don't worry about it.
So, but my thing is, how long has this been going on? So it's going on last year, because I believe he led this year in techs. And you know what's funny? And I'm not taking a shot at DeMarcus Cousins, but when DeMarcus Cousins was in Sacramento, right? They all got on him about his immaturity, but they were saying he was responsible for so many coaches coming in and out. I think he had like 6 or 7 coaches in 5 years, but the Kings were not a good team. Right. Now here's Luka, texts and all these things. He's having these temper tantrums,
and you never hear about it though.
You don't hear about it.
Yeah, privilege.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to pull the race card. I'm just giving an example of here's a great player, and we know he was 18 when he came into the league. He's 21 now, so we know that there's immaturity and different things like that. But as great as a coach of Rick Carlisle that he is, come on, man.
Privilege, man. And something was going on in Dallas because Porzingis said something, and Luka is clearly immature, and it's kind of like you want a guy to keep his edge because that's what makes him great. But at some point, you have to be pulled back a little bit.
You have to pull it back. That's why I'm hoping Jason Kidd is the guy for Luka. I mean, Dirk signed up on this. Nico Harrison, Nike executive, now GM. Mm-hmm. Mark Cuban, they all signed up on this. But it's Luka. Luka's got to prove. He's got to really prove something. Why? Okay. Now I have to do my part. Luka's going to like you said, he's coming. He's gonna be. He's definitely another year or two away from being a star. But
you know what? And not to even play the race card even more. But you know what's funny? I feel like if he wasn't who he is, mm-hmm. they would question if he cares about winning.
Okay, I see why you say that.
Because he definitely seems like a person who wants his, and if they win because of him, great. If they don't, that's great too.
Do you feel like he? Well, because we all know he played hero ball in Game 6 and Game 5 against the Clippers, but I think they just ran out of gas in 7.
That's what it was. I mean, but I think that's coaching too, though. Like you gotta switch it up.
Right.
You can't just dribble, drive, Hail Mary, layup your way to a title. That's not gonna work.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
And those, and those Hail Mary passes to Tim Hardaway Jr., it looks good when it goes in, but when it doesn't go in,
it doesn't work. Try something else.
you see how bad the offense really is.
Yeah. And also, too, I honestly think, too, Porzingis is going to be out the door unless they sit him down with a strengthening coach. Because injuries, I mean, Porzingis is a good player. Injuries. You know, he reminds me of a little bit, I'm not going to compare to him, but he kind of reminds me of like an Andrew Bogut. Really a great player, just injuries.
But see, the only thing about Andrew is Bogut got that dog in him.
He does. Mm-hmm.
Porzingis don't have no dog in him. He kind of reminds me of more like a Brook Lopez almost.
Brook Lopez, that's a good comparison.
You know, I mean, he wants to shoot threes and all that when he needs to be down there on the block sometimes.
Yep. That's when he was that's when they were in the New Jersey Nets.
And he's complaining about getting the ball, but you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything.
And on top of that, you're missing more games than you play. So
exactly.
See, I think that's another thing too. Egos.
And that's hurting his trade value too, because somebody wanted him. Somebody wanted him. Well, somebody was thinking about. I heard something somewhere about Porzingis being involved in the trade, but nobody wants. The
Oklahoma City Thunder. I see you got the Thunder, the Nets.
That'll be interesting.
But I don't really see because I feel like Kemba Walker's not going to stay in. He's not. I think he wants to be on the contender. You could trade him to the Lakers. I think that'd be good.
Bro, we have to have a whole show about the Lakers, bro. We have to shut this whole thing down. Just because I'm at my wit's end, bro. We need Dame, but that's another
conversation for another day, for sure. But I'm happy for Rick Carlisle. He's back in Indiana. I know that's where he started out with Larry Bird. He did decent as a head coach there first couple years.
Yeah, he did great.
He did really great. It's just.
So let me ask you this though. So Jason Kidd, is that confirmed, right?
It's confirmed. He's the head coach.
Okay, so
they signed up on it.
Now he has history in Dallas.
Yep.
He won his ring in Dallas.
Yep.
But I'm like, wouldn't you be afraid to you're gonna be you're underneath Mark, then you're up and then you're over top of Luka. That's a difficult sandwich. And if somebody who was just there for 10 plus years, won a championship and everything, got 2 years left on his deal, says goodbye to Mark Cuban, who takes care of his people, something's going on.
Well, again, and I knew there was an issue when Jason Kidd was in Brooklyn. There was a power grab, and Milwaukee just didn't work out. And
they found it earlier in Milwaukee, but that's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in the same boat with you. I know I'm disappointed that they brought up his past why he couldn't get the head coaching job in Portland. That really bothered me because I don't understand. Huh?
It's picking and choosing.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know why we're bringing that up. Said something happened 20 something years ago, and it's 2020. I guess even was in a recent year or two, but like you said, pick and choose. So I'm happy for Rick Carlisle. I actually kind of, and Jason Kidd, I'm happy. But that transitions into the next topic of the Wizards' potential head coaches. The window is getting smaller. So you might have to pronounce Ime Udoka is now the Celtics' new head coach. I think that's a good hiring. The Wizards interviewed Scott Morrison. He's the assistant head coach with Boston. I know Sam Cassell, Wes Unseld Jr. also have been in the name, and we also have been in the talks. I know Becky Hammond is a finalist for the Portland job. I know she also done with as Orlando. So Chauncey,
Orlando, that'll be a good place for her.
Becky Hammond.
Yeah, they're not going to want her, and she's not. Let me be mindful when I say. They're not going to want her in certain places. Not yet. She's going to have to build herself up.
You don't think she's built herself up with Greg Popovich?
No. They're going to give her a hard time, unfortunately. She's the first woman to. They're going to give her a hard time. You think
Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum will give her a hard time?
I'm talking about like the league and the hiring process. Like the front office, they're going to give her a hard time. Unless Dame Lillard says, I want her, it's going to be hard to get her that job just because in these positions like Portland, you have to be proven. You need cachet, a real cachet, not optimistic cachet. Oh, well,
So I have a question. So Terry Stotts was proven when he got the job.
No,
You don't think Becky Hammon is proven? She is under the great Greg Popovich.
but what I'm saying to you is, we have to address the elephant in the room. Her being a woman is going to be more difficult for her to get certain talent. Because I'm going off of the talent, not necessarily the organization, just the talent.
Okay.
You're not the same way Steve Nash was able to go get top tier talent. She's not going to have that same luxury. You're not coming out the gate and getting Dame Lillard. That's not going to, unless Dame says, "Yo, I want her." It's not going to happen. It's politics. It's politics underneath the politics. In Portland, in particular, they need certified, verified, stamped. They need as close of a shoe-in as possible. They don't have time to be taking chances and being optimistic. Oh, well, she worked with Pop. Maybe she could. No, we don't have that kind of time. You want to do that? You want to go build something, figure something out? You go to Orlando, or she could even go to the Pelicans. That'll be cool. But you're not gonna come to where we're about to lose our superstar at. You get what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair.
That's just not how that works. And the Wizards' personal opinion. You call Van Gundy, tell him to call Mark Jackson on three-way. Right? Take a picture of a blank check and send it to him. Say, look, this is yours. Help us.
Interesting. Get Jeff Van Gundy on the three-way with Mark Jackson. Give Mark Jackson a blank check.
Give him a blank check and say, "Help us." You can have. We understand that you have a church that you have to attend every Sunday. We will accommodate. Help us.
Well, I'll tell you what. But see, what's funny? They're going to hold that against Mark Jackson too, because I feel like they're going to bring up, where because again, with Christianity and the I believe he said the comments on the LGBT community. If I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, I think that's really what's holding them back.
That's what's holding them back, and everyone has their views, and I that's who he is. That's who he is. But I think Sam Cassell will be nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say him too. Yeah, Sam, and he's local, so
he's local for sure. I mean, and he was here too when John Wall, when he was under Randy Whitman. So,
yeah. But they have to do. I think personally, they need to get somebody like that of that ilk, Sam Cassell, or like a Mark Jackson, because you need somebody who is ultra relatable to the players and know what it's like and is a workhorse.
Do you think Westside Son Jr. would be a good coach? Or he's not proven?
He's not proven. I don't know. Personally, I don't know enough about him.
Okay.
But I don't. But see, I could be wrong. He might be the perfect guy. But it depends on. See, the thing that the Wizards do that I don't like, which makes it very hard to root for them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're trying to rebuild.
Or they're trying to compete.
Yeah, they're always in this little mix-up. That's why I be saying all the time that they don't care about winning. They care more about fan optimism than winning. Period.
Well, like I said, that's why I'm a firm believer, because I think Beal is a free agent next year or the year after.
You better hear that they better try to trade him.
And at this point, I think it's better for the team. I think it's just better going forward. But see, my thing also too, and I said this a couple of times. Ted Leonis was the owner for the Wizards, Capitals, and the Mystics.
Mm.
He loves Alex Ovechkin. Okay, he loves him. He loves Alex Ovechkin more than the Mystics and the Wizards combined. That's a fact. And these last 2 seasons, they've gotten bounced out the playoffs. They just got swept.
Yeah,
in this series, and
that's still realistically. You be honest with it, that's still our Kobe though. That's still
Bradley Beal,
no. I'm saying
Alex Ovechkin.
He's our Kobe. He's still.
I get what you're saying.
The big name. He might be over the hill, but he's still the big name. He's definitely gonna make sure he takes care of him. He's done too much for him.
He's done too much for him, and I'm sitting there going like, well, the Mystics just won a championship 2 years ago, and the Wizards were one shot away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Trade Bill while you get something for him. If he goes in free agency, he's gone, and that's going to be on you. You get what I'm saying?
Right, Russell Westbrook at this point could be traded too, because I think he really wanted Scott Brooks to stay, and I think that might turn him off. So, and then again, Russell Westbrook, that contract got to go. I wish we would get John Wall back. I really wish we could have worked that out, but they got to get John Wall to Houston.
They just got yeah, he definitely got to leave Houston. But they just got to pick what they want to do, man. Like, well, are you going to rebuild or not? I think Cam
commit for sure.
Cam says all the time, like, they need to just rebuild. And I kind of agree with him because
I agree with Cam at this point as well.
The half-stepping, you're not doing anything but wasting time.
Yeah, and on top of that, your window is closing very fast. I mean, you saw the mismatch against Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. Washington needs length. They need a wing shooter.
Porzingis, low key, but see, he doesn't D up. But Porzingis wouldn't necessarily be bad.
I mean, who are you trading for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bertans?
and honestly, I wouldn't even want to do that. Like, they just need to rebuild.
I mean, at this point, I think they have the 14th, 15th overall pick. I don't know who they're going to and I don't know who they're going to go with in that draft.
Or even if you have that, try to trade. If you're
I did read something where there were like a 3-way trade with the Warriors and the Hornets. So like Bradley Beal, so they're saying the Warriors would acquire Beal, we would get Kelly Oubre Jr. back, PJ Washington, the 7th overall pick, and the 21st pick, and the next year first round pick, and then a 2026 first round pick, and then the Hornets would get James Wiseman.
That's tough for the Hornets. That's kind of good for the Hornets. Although I do like PJ Washington though, but I don't know. They need to. I don't know. They got the main point. They need to decide: are we competing? Let's compete. If we're not, let's figure it out. Don't waste Bill's years. And if they're smart, they know if they waste Bill's years, then they're wasting their own years. Because again, if he becomes a free agent, he's not coming back.
No, he's not. And then also too, ladies and gentlemen, Kemba Walker was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I didn't know they could do trades in the middle of the playoffs. And
hilarious.
For was it Al Horford? Well, so this is a proposed trade for Kemba Walker to the Mavericks for Kristaps Porzingis, Dwight Powell, and two draft picks. So I think that would be kind of an interesting trade because it would definitely help Kemba's trade value. And get it together because he did disappoint in Boston. I know he and Brad Stevens clashed. So
where would Kemba be good at though?
I think a team like Los Angeles. I would say a team. You want to hate the Utah Jazz.
Because
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Mike Conley is on the wrong side of 30. Okay. Well, no disrespect. Mike Conley was out. Injuries have been with Mike Conley's been kind of the key. Kemba has a 3-point shot, and he's a little younger. So,
you know who I was saying? Who I was thinking?
Go ahead.
I was thinking Pelicans.
You would trade Lonzo Ball? Or you gonna move him to the 2?
I don't know. Let me see, because I'm gonna have to get tickets. So let me see. Do I want to go down to OKC? I don't.
I'm telling you right now, Kemba is not gonna want to play for OKC. He wants to play for. He wants to play for a contender.
He's not.
Maybe Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, but you going to ship Simmons out?
No, you could probably ship like a George Hill and maybe like a couple like a pick or two. Because I
don't see that working in Philly. Those roles, the roles are going to be crazy. Unless, which I was thinking about doing, I thought about saying this. You bring Ben Simmons off of the bench. Just thought.
That could possibly work too. That could possibly work.
And just because he comes off the bench doesn't mean that his role is diminished or that his minutes are lower.
Yep. His minutes are lower. I think he'd be. I can see that. That's not bad, Elliot.
I can see that.
I can see that him coming off the bench.
And you had Kemba starting, and then Ben comes in late in the first. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. No, because he plays better with the second tier players.
Mm-hmm.
He plays better.
And yeah, I think that's a damn. But see, again, you got to have somebody like Ty Lue to get that type of crap done. Because what's it called? Like ain't doing that.
Well, again, Jalen Rose. You're going to transition. We're going to transition to Team USA. His men's roster was announced today. Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Kevin Love, Draymond, Bam Adebayo, Chris Middleton, Jeremy Grant, and Drew Holiday. Jalen Rose made a kind of a weird statement by saying and I get it. Kevin Love didn't have a great year. I think he played like 20-something games. And I think he just really wants out of Cleveland. So Jalen Rose came out with this statement, quote, Kevin Love is on the team because of tokenism. The former NBA star who has the Renaissance column podcast host for the Post said on his Jalen Jacoby podcast, which is a good little show, don't be scared to make an all-black team representing the United States of America. I'm disappointed by that. Anybody that watched the league this year knows that Kevin Love did not have a stellar season and was not the best player on his team and did not necessarily deserve to be on this squad, he said. Elliot, what do you think?
I don't disagree, but I wouldn't say he's kind of baiting. He's baiting. That's a shaky statement.
That's murky water.
Yeah, and my thing is this: how do you know he's the only one who wanted to play?
That's a good point. LeBron didn't want to play. Curry didn't want to play.
I was surprised that Durant wanted to play. Well, I guess he's just trying to get in shape.
Yeah, of course. And also to probably keep himself busy.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, I think that was a reach. You know, like I said, I just think Kevin Love's unhappy. He doesn't want to be in Cleveland anymore. I would like to see him play alongside Damian Lillard. I think he plays. I know he's not the same Kevin Love because of the injuries, but when healthy, he's a proven shooter.
I'm telling you now, he's the type of guy where if the situation is right and that weight is off him, because although they have Saxon, but other than that, the weight's on him.
The weight's on him, yeah. And then on top of that, you know, I don't know what the Cleveland Cavaliers, what their building plan is. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
I think I like that coach though.
JD Bickerstaff.
Yeah, I think I looked him up, or I must have watched the interview or something. I think I like him. He seems like a good builder coach. This is his first NBA team, isn't it? If I'm not.
No, JB Bickerstaff. He coached the Rockets.
No, what? So who's the guy? Oh man,
that they had before Bickerstaff.
I'm mixing my guys up. Yeah, who was that?
Jim Boeheim.
And where was he from?
He was from from what school? Michigan.
Okay, yeah, that's the guy. I thought. Okay, yeah, I'm about to leave with the Cavs, but I mean,
well, I'm mad they really they got that man fired. I don't care what anyone says. They got that man fired. We're practicing too hard. We're watching too much film.
but you know what's funny? Gilbert Arenas speaks on that about with Stan Van Gundy. When he was playing in Orlando, him and Dwight were talking like, yeah, we practiced way too much. It was like a college style. And that guy coming from college, I can see that being true. Because NBA, you can't practice like that. You wear the team out that way.
But you don't think that how can I explain this? Look at today's NBA. When we look at the offensive side of the ball. It's just stale. Like for example, James Harden, right? Great example when he was in Houston. Everybody stands around. No one moves without the ball. Like that's where coaching. Hey, like set the screen. Like here's the play we're going to run. We're going to run a play for. I'm just going to run Monte Eunice. We're going to run a play for Eric Gordon. It can't be just James Harden at the top of the key with 3,500 dribbles like that. Like, no.
But see, sometimes this is my perspective, and we talked about this yesterday a little bit in the chat. My perspective is some of this is on the players. Yep. Now, a perfect example. Do you think Steve Kerr tells Draymond what to do?
No, of course not.
Draymond, that's just Draymond. He's active. He's setting screen. He's hedging. He's doing everything.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what Draymond was thinking with that shot because the ball should not have been in his hands. That's a fact. It should be in Steph Curry's hands.
This is true. But to my point, when you see stagnant offense, some of that, not all of it, that's on the players. When you just standing there and watching the guy, that's your choice. You could be doing something. You could be doing something.
But I said this a couple of times in some videos, and I had this conversation in the chat as well, where when these guys come into the league, there's a lot of lack in skills. Like, I'm not saying you need to post up all the time, but you got to have some type of offensive skill. If you just stand there waiting for the ball.
I'm going to challenge you on that. Okay. Is it a lack of skill or lack of experience?
Lack of experience, because I really think personally, from AAU, whenever they start, it's just kind of like a generic offense. They just all set at the top of the key, they set a screen, and if they can't penetrate or no one cuts to the basket, they bring it back out and try to. No, it's
like, and I see what you're saying. I think it's like because everybody is more skilled now, but also the skill has risen in the NBA and in basketball in general. The skill is up, but the experience, and this alludes to the competition too, has scaled down a little bit. So when players, you get these guys who are so skilled, and then you put them in a game, in a situation, and then they don't know what to do.
So let me ask you a question.
They don't know basketball.
So let me challenge you. So these guys that are coming out of this draft this year, do you believe they fit an NBA roster?
I don't. To be honest, this pandemic has me. I don't even know these kids.
Okay, now what about let's use last year and the year before. Let's use Ben Simmons' draft class.
Oh,
that was the draft that had the most international players.
Yeah. They were more ready. But see, you can't compare. It's tricky because
they were more ready.
I mean, not more ready, but how can I put this? They're role guys.
But these are guys that were quote unquote the star from the schools they came from respectively. Like, you only have 3 All-Stars in that draft: Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, and Domantas Sabonis.
It just wasn't a strong class. I don't know, man.
It wasn't a strong class because of the talent coming into the league or the situation that they were drafted into.
I think it's a little bit of both. Because who went after Ben?
Brandon Ingram.
And where was he? He had to move for him to flourish. Well, that's debatable too because the team went in a different direction. I think some of it is a circumstance. And again, remember what I was saying earlier. These guys don't have vets anymore like that.
You don't, because I think those vets, I don't see. And again, and it's not. I've noticed it's not just with basketball, but it's with football and other sports. Where if you don't adhere to like the new, this is a new generation of play, especially in basketball. That's why Stan Van Gundy, in my personal opinion, just didn't pan out in New Orleans, because it's a language that he speaks that Zion, Lonzo don't like. And if you don't adhere to them, you're going to find yourself out of a job real quick. And that's something that Stan, Stan's a great coach, but to really sit there and not adjust to, you got to adjust to theirs. You got to adjust to them, where it should be at an equal footing. It's not. I don't know.
This is why I said, like in Portland, you got to find somebody who has a certain type of cachet. Because if it's Stan Van Gundy, we know Stan. We all students of the game, so we know Stan. But do we really feel like hearing his voice? As opposed to, oh man, I got drafted to Steve Kerr. I'm listening to everything. Oh man, he's so chill. He's so laid back. So when he speaks, I'm really gonna listen. You just got to be able to play that type of game. You got to be that kind of coach. That's why with Becky, it'll be interesting to see what her style is.
Also, to not just her, Teresa Witherspoon, Dawn Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be kind of interested to see someone like Dawn Stanley, who's built a great basketball program in South Carolina, leave for the NBA. That's interesting. That's interesting.
I think it gets to a point where sometimes you've experienced everything you can experience out of one situation. You got to go spread your wings.
You got to. You have to. I think it's great, though. It would. I think it would be a great. I think it would be a great moment for the NBA. But like you said, I think it has to be the right situation.
Got to be the right situation.
And also, too, I think it's where the team has to grow with either one of those.
Yeah, she needs 4 years, 5 years with the team to give. You can't when she gets hired, because she's going to get hired.
Right.
You can't give her 2-3 years. Oh yeah, nah, man, it didn't work out. She ain't that. No, you got to give her a true shot, the same way you would any of your other friends, and what I mean.
Yeah.
Give them a shot, a true shot. Never doesn't work out. It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But a lot of people get called a bad coach when they just had a bad team. Like,
well, and there's good coaches. Like I feel really bad for Steven Silas. I'm a fan. Son of Paul Silas. Into a bad situation. Mm-hmm. I mean, damn.
Yep. Yeah, and it's messed up because, and my perspective is, if I know I'm going into a bad situation where I'm pretty much destined to lose, in my contract, in my negotiation, I'm going to try to negotiate some type of security, some type of understandings.
Yep.
Like, you can't just hang me and put me in no man's land, and then when I crash and burn, say, yeah, see, crash and burn, can't do it.
Crash and burn, yeah, and that's not right. And that's not right. And that's not right at all. I think they set him up to fail.
I think Houston. Well,
actually, take it back. James Harden set the Houston Rockets up to. He's responsible for their demise.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm not letting it go.
You are still, you are upset about that.
I am, because he can't. He if you looked at him, like, why would 9 games into the season? Oh, there's just no trust here. I want out.
And then I didn't like the fact that he talked about the players that are there. I didn't like that part.
I didn't like that part. And it was funny. None of them checked him except John Wall and DeMarcus.
Yeah.
And where was Eric Gordon at? Where was PJ Tucker at?
Yeah, and they really put pain in with him. They really was in wars with him.
Exactly.
Crazy.
In the gutters with him. It's crazy. Last topic of the evening, the 2021 NBA draft, which will be July 29th. Your Detroit Pistons, Elliot, congratulations, have the number one overall pick in this year's draft.
The luck is changing, baby.
Detroit. I was surprised. I was thinking, okay, it came down to the Houston Rockets. I thought the Rockets would get the number one overall pick.
Something in the water in Michigan right now. We on fire. We on fire with music. And now we about to be on fire with basketball. We coming.
Who do you think is your number one overall pick?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know the kid's name.
Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
Okay.
Him. I'll take him. Look, our luck is changing, man. Okay. We got Grant. Okay. Plumlee. We're gonna get a great season out of Plumlee. I'll tell you something, man. We're coming for that plan. Watch.
And Dwayne Casey too. Dwayne Casey, he knows what he's doing.
He know how to motivate.
He definitely knows how to motivate guys. And I think again, I like Killian Hayes. He's a good ball player. They're definitely building.
Watch this. Now notice, Detroit got the number one pick. Grant is going into the Olympics with all the great ones in the league. Be around Durant, be around Lillard. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna rub off. Something gonna rub off.
Yep.
He averaged 22 this year, 22 and I think 6.
Something like that. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He'll be at 25 next year. We're gonna see, man.
We're gonna see. But yeah, I just want to give that out. Congratulations, you deserve. I was surprised. Ben Wallace, shout out to Ben Wallace, man. He was out there.
The great, the legend. Wait a minute, the legend.
The legend, Ben Wallace.
Okay,
I'm mad because he played. He should still been here with the Wizards, but that's okay.
I mean, you know how it is. The Wizards draft somebody, they put somebody up. To get.
I blame what. Rest in peace, Wes Unseld Sr. But horrible man.
But so let me ask this, because you probably remember better than me. How they lose Chris Webber again?
They traded him.
He had like a 1-year deal, didn't he, or something like that?
It was like a 2-year deal, and but I asked my dad this because I was young. I was a little too young, but my dad said that he and the C. Webb and Juwan Howard, they would just tear it up and get in trouble. And
okay.
You traded him for Order Stork and Mitch Richmond.
Old Rich. I mean, old Mitch. That's your. Hey, look. I love the Wizards. I root for them, but I'm realistic. They have a history of mediocrity. When Gilbert was there and they were on fire, they got complacent. Nobody wants to speak about this. Nobody in DC wants to say this. They got complacent and they missed their moment.
Good point.
You can't just keep running it back. It doesn't work that way. I.e. Portland. You can't just keep running it back. It doesn't. You gotta make changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very few teams can really just run it back and then win.
Run it back. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do it in today's game. It's not the same because I mean, on top, again, with money, and then on top of that, when you taste that championship, it's not the same. But I mean, that's documented across every sport.
Hey Nathan, what pick did the Warriors get? Because I know they might want to trade that, I think.
Yeah, let me look. So I think they had the I know they were supposed to be they had I thought they were gonna be in the top 5, but
I think they dropped to 12th, 14th, 12th.
They're the 14th pick. They're right outside the lottery. What's funny, we're right behind them too, with the 15th overall pick.
I know they were disappointed in that because they really wanted to use that as.
Well, they got the 7th pick and the 14th pick. So remember that 14th pick is from Minnesota. So let me see. Let me look at the notes here. Golden State.
Because they want another ring. They want another ring. I think, from what I heard today, man, I think they really should go after
Beal.
Bill or Ben Simmons.
Well, it's funny here, right? So check this out. So the Phoenix Suns acquired Danny Granger, John Salmons, and a 2021 first-round pick, and a 2017 protected first-round pick.
You said Danny Granger?
Yeah. So it was the way. It was a three-way trade between the Suns, Heat, and the Pelicans. The Heat got the Dragic brothers, and the Pelicans got Norris Cole, Justin Hamilton, and Sean Williams. Wow. So all these trades kind of have. This was back in 2015. So all these trades.
Okay. I'm like,
were
Danny
old.
Granger.
Mm-hmm. So it was a three-way trade between the Heat, Suns, and the Pelicans. That was kind of weird. And then right here, right? So the Sixers and the Clippers traded. So the Clippers, they had Landry Shamet, Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala, Miami's 2021 first-round pick, a protected 2020 first-round pick, a 2021 second-round pick, and then a 2023 second-round pick. All these trades are just all these kind of have like impacts.
Yeah, like very long term down the line.
Down the line picks.
Yeah. I don't know, man. They need to. I know the Warriors. They want to be. They want to be back. They want to be in the mix.
Yeah. And also too, I know it was sad to hear Terrence Clark, man. Kentucky. He declared for the draft and sadly, died in a car accident back in April. So I do see the NBA.
Wow.
Yeah, I do see the NBA honoring him for sure, being an honorary draft pick. That kind of caught everybody off guard when I heard that. And unfortunately, what happened was he was driving without a seatbelt. So, y'all remember when y'all drive safe, drive careful out here, man.
Please.
And also the sad part, he was only 19.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So he's definitely going to be an honorary. I see that. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So and also too, we got a couple redshirt freshmen. So and also because the NCAA gave them extra eligibility. So yeah.
Either way, freshman or sophomore, if you're a senior, you probably ain't that good.
Marvin Bagley's brother's is supposed to be in this draft too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Marcus Bagley.
Where's he projected?
Didn't say, but he's these are guys who declared for the draft.
Wow. Draft gonna be fun. Draft is always fun.
It's gonna be fun too. It's
so funny. I always say I don't care about the draft, and then the draft comes, and then I care about the draft.
Yep.
I'm like, dang, I didn't care about this a few months ago.
Yep, that's true.
But man, end of the day, if the Warriors can't get nothing done, man, I know a guy, man. I know a guy that can hook them up. If you want to come over to the, the purple and gold, help Bron come get another ring.
Well, I think the first thing I think what Rob Pelinka needs to do is he needs to take out some of that trash. One definitely is Dennis Schroeder.
He's gone. We got to.
Kyle Kuzma's got to go.
Kuzma got to go. I would say KCP, but
KCP, I think he proved to be on the roster with LeBron.
Kuzma has to go. We have to find a way. I want Dame. I want Steph. Okay.
You can get Melo.
No. I want Dame. I don't want no Melo. I keep hearing this Melo crap. Okay, cool. We can get Melo so he can get a ring too. But
what about John Wall?
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't. I'm not opposed to that.
Well, actually, hold on. No, let me take that back because he'll get too distracted. Never mind.
Oh yeah. This is true. Or Beal. Make a package. I don't like Kimba like that. I don't like Kimba. We don't need what Kimba does. We don't need. We need shooting.
No, I get you. I'm just throwing out suggestions.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want Kimba, honestly. Although he's like the last New York player to have a name.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the last good player from New York? Got to be Kimba. Because remember, that's supposed to be the Mecca. They're supposed to be producing them. In the 80s and 90s, they was knocking out the pros. Now, not so much. I noticed that.
Do you think it's the system? You think it's just the school, like the colleges that they're going to?
I think it's the system, and I think it's the interest. The interest in New York is not basketball anymore. It's not a part of the culture in the way it used to be.
What do you think? What do you think it is now? Football?
No, I think it's music and entertainment. It's not sports. It's not sports. Period. Really. Like
you don't think New York is a sports town?
It's a sports town. It cares about its teams, but if you live in New York, your day-to-day basketball isn't how it used to be. No, if you were a kid in New York, that was a serious thing. You played basketball. This is the Mecca. This is serious. It's not like that anymore.
Are you saying this because do you have people that are in New York?
I have people in New York, and just being in New York a lot in like the last 15 years, the culture of basketball is not what it used to be. Like when I was like a kid.
So I have a question. So you say you got peoples in New York. How did they feel about the Knicks this year?
Bro, going crazy, bro. You would literally think, my homeboy, he lives in Manhattan.
Shout out to Manhattan, man.
Love Manhattan. Money making Manhattan. You would think, yeah, man. We don't need LeBron. Long they got Randall L. You would think the Randall L is LeBron. They treat Derrick Rose like he's Allen Iverson. A lot of you not. I'm like,
well, I will say Derrick Rose has played better. I mean, he looked like the Derrick Rose when he was MVP. Not like that, but you see his confidence back.
And you know what's so funny about New York? Nobody cares about Brooklyn except people in Brooklyn. Literally. Go to Manhattan, they don't care about Brooklyn. Queens, they don't care about Brooklyn. If you're not Brooklyn, I think some people in New Jersey, I think they still like the Nets because it's the Nets, but it's crazy, man.
Well, like I said, I think both teams are on the rise. I think Julius Randle's got to do some things. He's got to work on his game. I think again it can all be fixed. Same thing with RJ Barrett.
I like RJ.
The Knicks got a squad for sure. Now with Phil, you got peoples in Philly too. Now how are they feeling about Ben Simmons?
They want him eliminated. They want him off the face of the planet. They want him gone. They want him ostracized. They want him beheaded.
Well, I mean, Philly is a tough place to play. I thought New York was bad. Philly,
I
remember
being in Philly when, oh my goodness, who was that receiver they had?
Terrell Owens?
Not Terrell Owens.
Freddie Mitchell.
The little guy. What's his name?
Ty Pinkerton?
No. He's a big name. But he was a small receiver, though.
Deshaun Jackson.
They was ready to kill this dude. I'm like, what's wrong? What is wrong with y'all? That's y'all best guy. Y'all, why y'all treating him like this? Philly is.
Now, I'll tell you, listen, all seriousness, though, you play like crap in Philly. Like, I know for the Flyers, like Carter Hart, like, if he doesn't, I mean, this guy really gets pumped for him. But if you're not paying like Bryce Harper or Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, you play like they gonna let you know.
If you are the only person literally whoever got the pass in Philly was with Allen Iverson.
Because he had no help.
And even he caught flat, but he caught flat because of his character, not because of his play.
Yeah, as a player, no. Well, I think off the court, yeah, for sure, definitely, I agree with that.
Allen Iverson can go 0 for 60. They'll say, you know what? He shot it though. You know. But they need to just hold on to Ben Simmons. They just got to change the expectation of him.
If they change the expectation, it'll be okay.
Just change the expectation, and everything will be fine. And Embiid, they need to be talking about him too, because why does he think he's Kevin Durant is beyond me. Like that last turnover you had. Why do you think you're Kevin Durant? Why are you trying to drive the lane, cross over? What are you doing? That's not your
game. And he knows that. But I mean, again, when you got Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, and others just like not doing anything, what else can you do?
It's crazy. I'm like, Joel Embiid is 7 feet, and he's trying to dribble like he's 6'5".
Well, that's what I'm saying. Doc Rivers, he's got to take a look at himself in the mirror this offseason as well. You know, they got to come up with a plan, a better plan, because Doc Rivers gonna find himself out of Philly real quick too.
He said they got a plan for Simmons.
Yeah, and I read that, but my plan is plain and simple. You sit him down. Y'all have an intervention without his family. You sit him, Doc, Elton Brand, Daryl Morey, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Seth, and y'all have a conversation. Like, are you okay? Just the type of player you are? Do you not want to be here in Philadelphia? Like, what is the problem? I'm serious.
He wants to be there. He just needs to, bro. I swear, it's just he just need to get his act together. And I don't even think it's the jump shot at this point, because you know what? If you're gonna be honest about it, he could survive without having a jump shot, if the expectation on him is correct.
Fair.
If he has the proper expectation, then cool. But no, I take that back. He needs to at least get an elbow jumper or something. Like, you got to at least have the Chris Paul package.
Hey, Chris something.
You got
at least a Rondo package.
Yeah, at least. Rondo hitting threes and everything now. So
yeah,
you gotta work on the game. But it doesn't take this much time. It shouldn't take you 9-10 years
to say now I want to play. I got to play better. I agree with Shaq. Me personally, I'd have kicked his ass if it was in my locker room.
You pass up a dunk. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny? Let me play this. I'm gonna play this clip for you, and we're gonna be on our way out. We're gonna end the podcast. But shout out to Anthony Gargano's 97, the Fanatic in Philadelphia. I called a couple times. I wonder how Philly fans are feeling. I wonder if they're recovering well.
They got a good. I gotta find a guy, but they got a good beat writer up there too.
This was funny. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was the 21st.
Aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters, and this.
And blowing that performance in Philadelphia sports history. The most epically poor, soft, weak performance I have ever seen in a big game. By everyone. The worst, the weakest performance in a big game ever. I thought that game 5 was bad. I thought blowing a 26-point lead to that team was bad until I witnessed what happened last night. Until I witnessed the gutless basketball that I saw last night. Pathetic, shrinking in the moment. I have never seen anything like that in that kind of game. Never. They go in Friday night, and then they beat Atlanta and extend the series, costing the series. That's it. You're right. To come costing the series. The oil painting that was him at the freaking rim. in the waiting moments of that game at the rim, nobody around, and he passed the ball. I apologize. To.
Yeah. So shout out to Anthony Garganos. I'm a fan of his. I just wanted to play that clip because I'm not making fun of Philly fans. I mean, there's a couple of them. Like, he's one of them. They'll let you know, and I think the Sixers will be all right next year.
Change expectation. I mean, they're going to be. I mean, they're not going to win anything. They'll get to the conference finals at best, but
we'll see.
That's it. All right, quick. Game 4 tomorrow. Who you got? Clippers, Suns.
Clippers.
Cool. I got Clippers too, man.
I think the Clippers are going to win in 6. I believe the Bucks are going to win in 5.
Yeah, I say 5 for the Bucks too. I'm with you. Welcome to the conference finals.
It's going to be the Clippers versus the Bucks in the NBA Finals. And shout out to the Clippers too. They got their first They got their conference final win in over 50 years. Gosh, Lee, that's long. But you know what's funny? Real quick, I want to point this out. There was a couple guys, and these are some good players too. And it's kind of sad to know about this. I think it was like the 1987, 1988 roster. Hold on. 98. Hold on. Let me go back.
50 years.
50 years.
And Nathan, can you believe that?
So
my 2 most hated teams are really going to be in the
finals. So I wanted to point this out. So the 1996 roster, right, had a number of players. This is according that died like prematurely or anything. So Stanley Roberts was banned by the NBA for drug use in 1999. Mark Seeley died in a car accident in 2000. Kevin Duckworth died of heart failure in 2008. And then Rodney Rogers became paralyzed during a dirt bike accident in 2008. And then Lorenzo Wright was murdered in 2010 by his wife.
Yeah.
And then Dwayne Schnitzes, he was a center. He died of cancer.
So what you're saying is they're cursed.
I don't want to go that route, but that's just weird. This roster, this was a really good, decent roster. Pooh Richardson, Eric Polkowski. It's just that particular roster.
Hey, I know where I'm not signing. So
but,
maybe,
and I'm not that. I was raised not to believe on that kind of stuff, but it's just weird to see. That's just an example. I was like, wow.
So maybe Doc needs something to read in. Maybe Doc didn't want to. Maybe he didn't want to succeed.
Who knows?
Hey, you got to pay the cost, right?
But I just wanted to point that out because that was kind of weird, and I'm like, wow. And they were good players. I think the Clippers I think it was just bad circumstances. And I think also too being the little brother to the Los Angeles Lakers. So
little brothers.
So yeah. So before we end tonight's podcast, episode 6, I want to give my sincere thoughts and prayers to what happened it's going on down in Miami with the apartment complex.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's now confirmed 159 people unaccounted for. 4 people unfortunately died.
I couldn't imagine.
I just want to give my thoughts and prayers to those that have been affected. You you would think with stuff like that, man is responsible. Supposedly, this goes back to the 90s where I think the way how it was built and it was just ignored by the landlords, and unfortunately,
cost people their life.
Yeah, and stuff like that, and you hate to see that because you put money into something like that, and that happened, and damn the money, man. You put people in there. You put people in it, and unfortunately, you have landlords and slumlords that just care about money, but
all about that passive income for them.
And at the end of the day, man, that was really sad to see. I ain't gonna lie. to hear it now 159 people. I really do hope those people are, they will be found. But I just want to give my sincere thoughts and prayers to those that have been affected.
Prayers to them, man.
Exactly. But that's going to conclude. This is going to conclude episode 6 tonight. I want to thank Elliot Tensley for being a guest. Elliot, please do join me some more.
God.
Please come back again sometime. I really do appreciate it. It was a great episode. The WNBA is better than the NBA.
What? Oh no! You gotta call Beyonce or somebody.
Oh no! Well, see, I can call Ciara and Russell Wilson. Because I'm not calling Beyonce and Jay-Z. But no, it's all seriousness though. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see more, episode 7 will be published sometime this weekend, Monday at best, because I try to keep up with the games and do it that way. So it's coming up in a couple weeks. July 14th is the WNBA All-Star Game. So I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to kind of do a revisit of the drafts last couple years, where all the girls, where they've been, who should have been drafted where.
Hey, bro, they gotta give you a job, bro.
The
WNBA gotta give you a job. It's coming.
Who knows? I mean, it could be with anyone. NBA, baseball, football, don't matter.
But you ride for the ladies, man. Like you ride for them. That's good.
I think it's a league you gotta support. I'm not saying it's they can play, and they're some of them are moms and they gotta go overseas and they gotta pay bills where LeBron or KD, they ain't gotta they good. They ain't gotta lift a finger.
Why you gotta bring LeBron in, man?
I'm just giving LeBron. I'm just saying it as an example. As an example.
Hey, don't forget, people act like LeBron got all this money. Steph made $41 million this season, man.
He did.
$41 million. Highest paid this year. A beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. But also too, it's going to be affected with free agency because of COVID. Every league is going to be by free agency is affected some type of way because of COVID. So we'll see. We will see. But this is going to conclude episode 6. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please share. I'm going to leave Elliot Tensley's YouTube channel in the description below for y'all to check him out. I mean, he has uploaded videos, but
just Instagram. That's where I frequent.
Okay, so do this. So just send me your Instagram, and I'll leave it in the description for y'all. Leave it in the description.
Cool.
Right, I'll put it. So definitely. With that being said, stay safe, be blessed out here. Have a good weekend.
Always.
And we'll see you in episode 7, y'all. Peace. Stay up.